The one next thing I want to talk about, there's a single out there. I'm going to call it a single, even though it's not a singular artist track.
A bone track.
Called Brighter Days. See? Brighter Days. Actually, from my count, is about 15 artists on that track. Yeah.
You never know the whole of them, but all right.
Right. And this really piqued my interest when I see this. So I have to do some research on it. And I want to ask Oliver, first and foremost, what you think about the track? And then we can go into other things. How you feel?
People are going to cuss me for this, but I'm going to stick to my guns them. And I don't know if them people have a surprise. For me, it was, look, it's a We Are the World type track, right?
Right.
And to me, like We Are the World at the top of the top for them record. I don't know if another record will ever be done as good as that.
Right.
Even in that record, them try to do one, maybe 20 odd years later, it never worked.
I agree.
When I see records like this, I feel like I'm usually reserved because there's good to it. I'm not there like me the devil or what. I say, yo, me don't like it. It's a positive record. It's a good record, decent record. If the jockey them play it okay, me don't see it really a smash down no way. Like We Are the World was a smash. And that's because that was written by Michael Jackson and what name there? What name?
What is right? Quincy?
No man, my boy All Night Long. All Night, what name?
Oh, Lionel Richie.
Lionel Richie. Yeah, Lionel Richie and Michael Jackson. Right? So a big writers and at the peak of them career. Look, all of them artists, I'm guessing them write them own piece. And did Bounty Killer put it together?
Well, I would want to say that.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to say that. But we need some more info on that. Me have other background information on it when I dig up. Mm-hmm. But I would want to say Bounty Killer, like him normally do, put this together. Right?
Right.
And in my opinion, he's probably the largest artist or notable artist on the track itself.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Which it seems like each artist probably do about maybe 2 to 4 bars or something like that. Not
yeah, much. The song is about 4 minutes, if that. I don't even think it's 4 minutes.
Right.
So it's a regular time. For me, it's all right. Songs like this, I know it has sent a positive message, but at the same time, this is how I feel. At the same way, all me not feel like violent records necessarily promote actual violence, like the Prime Minister of our country believe.
Yeah.
I don't believe that records like this really are gonna actually make people not commit violence.
Except, right? This case for that one, yeah, I feel like this one can. I can explain why.
Okay.
And just because I want to give some background. So the record I say, we need brighter days, basically. Obviously, that cliche, everybody know what that means, right? When you listen to the record, honestly, it still feel like a competition because there are certain notable artists who stood out.
Yes.
But I'm sure that you also noticed that there were a lot of artists on it that you did not know who they were. Mm-hmm. Weren't you curious? I was curious.
I love the female in the beginning. Her voice is beautiful.
Right. And it was just one female though, right? I believe her name is Leah.
Okay.
Right? And we bring up her name and we bring this up because I did the research. 15 artists up on the track, people. Saying, and I can probably tell you that all 15 because like I said, I do the research and I write out the name them. But the production also came from a production house from Silverbirds Records, right? Silverbirds Records, the main producer behind Silverbird Records is a man called Dean Barnett, right? Him a the founder of Silverbird Records. He's not, I guess him not want to claim everything for himself, but him are the founder. Now, again, them have a orchestra and everything behind the Silverbird Records. Because Silverbirds, I guess, orchestra, or steel band, or whatever the case you want to call it. Right? So now you see the artist Leah, as well as our next artist named I think Sajay, and another one, because you notice somebody else was in there playing steel pan and thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Had a nice touch to it.
Right. Which not necessarily the steel pan, I gotta tell the people not really originate at Jamaica, but the man them take this and over the years them build a name for themselves. So if you haven't heard about the Silverbird Orchestra, you know what I mean, do a research. Them even have a website. Mm-hmm. You can check out them website. Just type in Silverbird Orchestra or Silverbird Drummer or whatever, and I'm sure something will show up. Right? The point where I make there's a difference and why it can make a difference. So before this song, I didn't know any of those artists. And there are other artists on there that I am clueless about. See? Like for instance, again, me hear the name Maestro Dan, me don't know what Maestro Dan look like.
Okay.
You get me?
Me know him. Yeah.
All right. You will know him. Mr. Pike, that name that me don't know who is Mr. Pike.
Okay, I don't know that.
See? Then you have all the other names you know Tammy Lee, you know Julian Marley, you know Egyptian, you know Anthony B, you know Dre Island, you know Kiprich, Turbulence, Was, bad with him lyrical flow. ZG Liquid actually do a little thing on it.
Yeah.
But I felt like they did this all in efforts to push the youth them a road, right? Give them some notoriety, put a little strength behind maybe the Silverbird production house, because them produce too. It's not only music and them produce, them choreograph, them, you know, they've been doing things all over the place. It's just that a lot of us, you know, if you don't really do the research, you're not gonna really know. Mm-hmm. You know? And all of this was initiated in the beginning by them founding father, Dean Barnett. You dig? So the reason, again, like I say, I feel like this is gonna make a difference because it's almost like a youth fraternity or whatever, them pull youths in inner city youths together and teach them the music trade. Some of them can dance. If you're good at dancing, you dance. If you have the cognitive strength or whatever for learn the steel pan and pick up on certain things, you learn that too. You know what I mean? And there are other things where it helps with the inner city youths. Bounty Killer is known as the poor people governor and always try hold people together, hold artists together. As well as, people might have negatives to say about him still, so I'm not going to make it seem.
The philanthropist.
Right, definitely. See? So to me, this fall right down for him, Ali. And this, again, to me, speaks to inclusivity. You know, because include out who in this day and age you can think of include some artists where you don't have no clue about. Most of these artists nowadays, them only concerned about the almighty dollar.
True.
While Bounty and some of these artists that are just, them are plant seeds. Tammy Lee, even though he's incarcerated right now, them are plant seeds. Julian Marley, Javilani, just so I don't forget his name, we never did mention it. Egyptian, the whole of them, Anthony B. Dre, them are plant seeds. Them are try help the youth, them are strength. Show them by pulling them in so it can be done. While it might not break records and be big like we are the world, I'm including you. You know, like how them say, the old artists, them are fight with, them are lick out against the music. This not tell me say them are lick out against the music. Look on Javilani. Him basically do him same trap dancehall type flow upon this, almost like I rap him and rap on it. And I received it well.
Right.
You understand? So this is all about inclusivity. This is all about sharing the joy, sharing the spotlight, you know, and as well as paving the way. Long man and long Oliver, I know, based off of when me done right now, me not think you can dispose much of what me I tell you, say. You see me? But, I mean, in my opinion, is a big deal because, you know, anything for help. And I know you agree as well because near them on the same similar wavelength.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
Any kind of social outreach for children and inner city high school kids or whatever the case may be, anything where we can do for benefit them and show them, say, yo, look, you know, after turn scammer, you know, after they shoot down a man, the whole heap of violence where we say I play Jamaica. I think this is a perfect example for the government of Jamaica, the leaders of Jamaica, the people them will have some resources or extra resources we can put behind the youths them can use this as an example to say, oh, why we not build more programs like these? This is a perfect example. If Dean Barnett did it, right, and Bounty Killer try to get a strength, and the other artists them are try to get a strength, why don't we support grassroots organizations like these and help rein in the kids them when they have nothing to do? And this also show them a ways and a means of how to possibly build a career and probably make some money in the future.
Right.
You know, that is my take on it still.
I can't disagree or dispute anything you said, right? I totally agree with grassroots and actually doing and helping and seeing actually things manifest. I think on this topic, you definitely went deeper than I did in the research. Applause for that. What I was saying earlier, though, it's not that I'm against the record or against them actually.
I agree. I understand.
Something. For me, is my understanding of part of the record was to try to shed some light and positive. And you should not stop because the people them who do bad not stop every day. The bad record, them are go out and the violent, you need a balance. My only concern was, and I don't think it's a concern, but my own caveat to the whole thing is, I hope people don't expect to just listen to the song and not like you dig deeper and expect change to just happen and positivity will happen. And I don't think that was Bounty Killer objective because usually him usually plan and him do, him actually execute.
Exactly.
I don't expect one song to change the globe or change Jamaica's attitude. But I want the people them to realize that the song is just not just a song then, right? Them have to do the work after it. And like you said, just like how Dean Barrett his name.
Yeah, Barnett.
Dean Barnett put the thing together and the group were behind it. People have to get up and do something. So that's the bigger message where me personally, I'm sure there's more messages within it. And
yes, definitely.
Within the whole thing. But for me, I just want the people them take it as not just a song I ask for change and I hope for a brighter day. In order for you get the brighter day, the musician them do what them can, but they cannot actually do it on the record. You have to go do something outside of the record. And hopefully the record connect to you. And not just for you to say, oh, it sounds good today. And then you go out and go keep up fucker same way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hopefully it'll make you think to yourself, say, boy, if them can do that thing, then let me try something else. Right? And hopefully people now look for the song to solve every issue.
Sure.
But just be a mustard seed. So that's where my perspective was. Just so people not get the feeling that I was being negative about the whole thing. Just we just find sometimes we have a tendency in our culture forget about the doing part of it. I mean, not talk about the artists them. Because in order for them get with them, then they have to do. But I think sometimes we tend to just either pray or hope that things get better.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm a co-sign what you say. I totally understand what you say. You know, we still need to get at other things by doing. And this year and actually supporting positive things, you know, and though, like for instance, this may not be a breakout hit, but if we support it and support what it means, it can be. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, the powers that be just need to support projects like these, bro. And you know, I mean, in this social atmosphere, there are a lot of politicians now that are out there socially doing certain things and catching them photo ops here and there. I would, you know, with projects like these out there in existence, would I like for, you know, would that even be corporations and not just, you know, politicians, because politicians can do so much and more. And even with the one they were not do. But people just get into the habit of thinking, I'm not going to sit and wait for somebody to come give me something for any handout. I'm going to try to figure it out myself. As much, you may be in a situation where it's difficult for you to figure out because maybe, you know, maybe some problem heals you, you may be sick, you may have a disability or whatever the case may be. But, for instance, I saw this dude with one hand lift up some weights. I wonder if it's real or it's fake. Because, you know, these days with social media, sometimes you see some things, it's like, yes, no, man, that's impossible. That can't happen. The man lift up some weights with one hand. He only have one hand. Lift it up until he rest it on his chest and then he put it over his head. That looked to me more than 200 pounds of weight. It looked impossible to me. When me say a person like that do it, it does give me hope for myself to say, yo, look, then if him can do it with one hand, why me can't do it with two? You know? Don't give up hope, people. Just push through. You know? And again, people have the resources and, you know, possibly can spare a few here and there. Look into organizations like these, please. You know, because honestly, I feel like Jamaica needs it. Not just Jamaica. Jamaica is not the only Caribbean country where I go through these things. So for all our viewers worldwide, whether it be in Africa, you know, this is mainly focused around Black culture and Black people, if you want. I welcome other people from other diasporas and other, you know, nations and backgrounds to pay attention and follow us and listen to what we're saying as well. You know, but a lot of these things that are happening, it's happening to my people. You know, it's happening to the Barbadians, it's happening to the Trinidadians, it's happening to, you know, a whole heap of people whether it be Nigeria, the Ghanaians from Ghana, you know, Black people, even people right here in New York City, right here in the New Jersey area, you know, it's happening to these youths. The difference is their organizations, maybe not a lot, but there are organizations here in the United States that some of these youths can turn to for some kind of help or assistance. I don't know if many of these organizations do exist or if they just take them for granted. You know, like for instance, we can talk about Jamaica since that's where we're from, the island of Jamaica. I mean, I don't have much else to say. Oliver, you want to cap it off, but...
No, I think we covered it. And I think we went into the deeper...
Yeah, and people, don't let this conversation die here. You know. Go check out the Silverbirds Steel Orchestra band. Just do a search. Like I said, them have a local website. It not totally, completely developed, but you can check it out and see if you see anything there, and you may be able to get in contact with somebody about something. Who knows? You know?
Maybe I have a child who want to get involved.
Definitely.
Yeah, man.